What's going on, everyone? The game for the Bills and Rams have officially ended, and the first game is in the books for the upcoming NFL season. And let me say, this was an embarrassment. I mean, the Bills leaned the Rams over their their lap and gave them a spanking. I mean, that was one of the worst displays of an opening night game for a team that got a ring, that is, just won the Super Bowl, this, that, and the other, to come out and put up that display. I mean, seriously, the Bills had 3 turnovers at halftime, and you couldn't do nothing. The Bills absolutely dominated this game from start to finish. This was an embarrassment for the Rams. I mean, seriously. And look, before anyone says, you probably had money on the Rams and ended up losing it, or you whatever you think this rant is for, no. Because if you watch the video I posted earlier today, I said the Super Bowl hangover is a big thing, that I was taking the Bills, that I thought the Bills were going to win the game, which I did. I took the Bills. So I actually won money. And on top of that, I said that more times than not, if you go back in all sports, not just football, but if you go back in all sports and you look, like 80% of the time almost, the team that gets the rings and is coming off the Super Bowl, their opening game, that ring ceremony, they usually lose across all sports. But they're at least usually competitive. They're at least usually, like a fun display of football. That's not what this was. This was the Rams just completely staying at home and just saying, we won the Super Bowl last year. I mean, from start to finish, they couldn't get any traction. They looked an absolute mess. Stafford looked atrocious, terrible. I mean, seriously, they relied so heavily on Cooper Kupp this game. And he tried. He did everything he could. And they couldn't do nothing. I mean, look, it's one game. It's a bad game. First game of the season, Super Bowl hangover, all of that stuff. But they clearly have a lot of problems. I didn't know the Rams were this bad. I thought the Rams, and I hyped up the Rams before in the previous video and stuff like that. If this is the Rams team that we can expect this season, this is terrible. This is not going to cut it for a solid quality team that has any aspirations. And they just gave up. I mean, there was 2 minutes left. Cooper Kupp single-handedly tries to get down the field and just try to get you something. Try to put some points on the board for you guys to just try to have some pride. And you get down there, and that was it. You hand the ball off, you just completely gave up. As soon as they handed the ball off, the 15-yard line or whatever, I was like, the Rams just gave up. If Cooper Kupp scored, they might have tried to do something, but they just gave up. And look, I get it. They're not going to come back and win the game. Game's over. I understand that. But take some pride. You're at home. You just got your rings. Just won the Super Bowl. You got the fans there. Try to put together something to take into as a positive for the next game. Try to put something together that you can say, hey, you know what? It was a rough game, but hey, that last sequence, Cooper Kupp was able to make that huge play for us. We got to the 15-yard line. We were able to, execute some good plays down the stretch. We ended up scoring that touchdown. Maybe you do an onside kick. We recovered the onside kick. Maybe we could have made something happen, but there just wasn't enough time left. Something. Give yourself something as a positive to look forward to next game, other than the absolute mess that this game was. What were the positives? That what, you guys didn't lose by 40? Because if the Rams didn't have those 3 turnovers in the first half and then the several in the second half, dude, this game, they would have lost by probably 40. I mean, this game would have been 55-10. I thought the Bills would win. I also thought it was very possible that the Bills win by touchdown, maybe 10 points. But this wasn't that. They won by 21, yes, but this was a game that in normal circumstances, they would have won by 40. This was not hey, it was a close game, and then towards the end of the game, just a bad turnover, an interception, all of a sudden the game got out of hand. That's not what this was. This was a disaster from start to finish. The Bills did themselves no favors too. Don't get me wrong, the Bills need to sew up a lot. But that pass rush, that defense, just everything. Josh Allen looked great. Those 2 interceptions are a problem. He needs to take better care of the ball and not try to force stuff sometimes. He needs to have some better decision making. But overall, the Bills looked like the team you expected. They looked like a team that was willing to come in and just dominate and try to go get a Super Bowl. And I said before, I really think my early predictions is that the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. I really do. I think this Bills team has the veterans, they have the receivers, they have the running backs, they have, Von Miller is just eating and he's going to feast all season, but also just being the voice in that locker room is huge for this team. Josh Allen looks like a man on a mission. I mean, they realistically would have been in the Super Bowl and if not won it this past season if it wasn't for that coin toss. Like, I really think whoever won that coin toss was going to win that game. And the Chiefs ended up getting the coin toss, and the Bills ended up losing. I think if the Bills won that coin toss, they would have been in, and I think that they would have beaten the Bengals. I do. I think they would have dismantled the Bengals. They would have been in the Super Bowl, and then we would have had this matchup tonight last year. And I think that would have been a really good game. I think that would have been a shootout. But this year, I think the Bills, they have the pieces. Josh Allen's got to protect the ball better, though. He's got to make better decisions. He tries to force the issue too much. And even like when he runs sometimes, there was a couple runs, like you're up 3 touchdowns and you're like trying to make something. I get it. In his defense, he showed more pride up 3 touchdowns and, more urgency with up 3 touchdowns than the Rams did the whole game. Up, down 3 touchdowns. It was just a total embarrassment, a total embarrassing display of football. Like this was disgusting for the Rams. I mean, seriously. Like this game should not have been that bad. This game should have been, look, I thought the Bills would win this game. I figured the Rams would lose, but I didn't think that they would just get, bent over this whole game. I didn't think they'd be taken to the back of the barn and just slaughtered. Like this was the Bills. They made them their this game. That's what this was. I mean, they got everything they wanted. They manhandled the Rams. They were pushing around. I mean, the Rams looked lost at times. And with such a great quarterback in Matthew Stafford, even though he led the league in interceptions last year, but still, he has his moments, he has his things. They shouldn't have looked as lost on offense as they did, especially with Sean McVay, stuff like that. Come on, this dude just got an extension, won a Super Bowl, is considered one of the greatest NFL minds in the league, if not one of the greatest ever to some people. And that's the product you put on the field in front of your home fans. On the night of your ring ceremony. Like, it's one thing to lose a game. It's another thing to just get embarrassed. That's what this was. That was a total embarrassment. That didn't even deserve to be a game. Like, seriously. I mean, the Connecticut Suns and the Chicago Sky basketball game was more exciting and closer than that was. Like that, I mean, that was embarrassment. Seriously, the Bills dominated them. And shout outs to the Bills. I mean, they showed up, they did what they were supposed to do. Give a good old spanking to the Super Bowl champs. That was their job. They did their job tonight. The Rams did not. But anyway, as always, I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What did you think of this game? Did you think it was great? Did you think it was bad? Do you agree with me? Like, yeah, that was an embarrassing display by the Rams. Like that, there's no excuse for that. Because I don't think that there's any excuse for that, for what they put on that field and what they showed. Again, it's one thing to lose. All right. Losing happens. People lose. I get it. It happens. But that was not, they didn't just lose. They were made a little, that was a little spanking. Like, that's what that was. But anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions, however you feel about it. Let me know down in the comments. One last little shameless plug is I did start As It Stands Lakers. It is a channel just like this, dedicated to only the Lakers, because the Lakers are my favorite team. And on this channel, As It Stands, I talk about all teams, all sports, stuff like that. We have football season coming up, so I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. And I just wanted to make a dedicated channel to the Lakers to give the ins and outs. Now, all the big stuff, all the big news and stuff, I will still post here on this channel. But if you want all the ins and outs and just rumors and theories and just discussions just strictly on the Lakers, link down in the description or in the comment section. Go check out the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.